Hi, everybody. Let's talk about disease. so, um, seriously, one of the biggest concerns I hear from people who are well-meaning and curious and want to take care of me, and when I say I'm a slut, is what about STIs? What do you do about that? Um, and frankly, my spouse's fear of STIs and my limited information is part of why I was monogamous for so long. So, let me tell you a little bit about my approach to STIs. Um, so, first thing is testing. Get tested regularly. I get tested every 3 months because I have an open sex life. Um, Second thing is we need to check our fear. I've had to do a lot of work in checking my fear. Um, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. AIDS was running rampant. There was really just this understanding that it was not just the gay community, but it was everywhere that AIDS was killing people. And there was frankly, STIs were also just used to scare us and slut shame us. And this whole sense that, like, you have to not have sex because you might die. Um, Most STIs are very treatable. Most STIs are, take an antibiotic and you're fine. Herpes is a hilarious thing to me at this point because I was so afraid of herpes. I was terrified. You can't cure it. Herpes are cold sores. That's all they are. They're a skin blemish. My doctor, when I started doing the regular testing thing, was like, "Are you sure you even want to be tested for herpes? Because like 80% of people have the herpes virus, and it's not at all life threatening or health threatening aside from specific conditions or specific immune suppressed cases." Um, so that's interesting information that I had no idea. I had no idea that this was so small of an actual health concern. Um, Having said that, I do take STIs very seriously, especially when it comes to penetrative sex, because the risk of catching AIDS is still a thing. It's still out there. I know people who take PrEP, which is a pill that allows you to prevent AIDS, which is miraculous. I don't, because I've decided that it's not fitting for my particular risk factors. Also, there are a lot of ways to have fun that are not involving any swapping of fluids at all. And so those are different ways to address it. But also, I think we need to be less afraid. It would be ridiculous to go to great lengths to avoid, all contact with other people in order to avoid ever catching, say, strep throat. But yet we go to great lengths to avoid any kind of bacterial infection of the penis or vagina. So it's a balance for me. It's a balance. I use good, safer sex practices. I talk about that with my partners and try to disclose what I'm doing when it's practical, when it makes sense. If I'm not sure, I use all the plastics. And but each of us makes our own personal determination. So yeah, it's a combination of checking the fear that I was taught and trying to judge my actual risk factors based on the actual information, getting tested a lot and taking good care of my health generally, and then also using protection and keeping the conversation going, because the thing that's most dangerous for us all is just not talking about it. So if we talk about it, then we can all be safer. Thanks. Have a great day.